Hi everyone, welcome back to the D3D4 YouTube channel as we continue our quickfire reviews of the League 1 and 2 seasons. I am joined by Jonathan Harries, a very committed and dedicated MK Dons fan. I'm sure you will know him if you're on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, what do you do with your time, honestly? But seriously, Jonathan is a really passionate MK Dons fan, and I'm sure he'll share his insightful knowledge with us about the questions I'm about to ask. Jonathan, before we start, how are you, mate? Everything good with you?
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you, James. Hope it's all good with you and your family as well, and everyone out there.
Yeah, no, if you do hear any screaming noises from the background, it is my family. That's who it'll be. It'll be my two children. They do like making a lot of noise, and they especially save it for podcast morning, I've noticed. But there you go. That is the way
Well
of it.
trained.
Huh?
You've got them well trained.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wish. Right, so let's start. How did MK Dons perform against expectations this season?
At the start of the season, I always said that anything from 12th and above would be satisfactory for the season. I know a lot of the fan base wanted higher. They were expecting the possible playoff push, but I thought with no pre-season for Russell Martin and the high turnover of the players, that it was going to be difficult to achieve that. So I always thought aim for top 10, but if we can get mid-table, at least that'll be an improvement on last season.
Yeah, I like your pragmatism. I think that's something that some fans don't carry well at times. I think it's best to be as realistic as you can about your team's chances. Who has been your best player?
This is going to come to you as absolutely no surprise whatsoever, but Scott Fraser.
I knew it'd be Scott Fraser.
On a free. Can't believe a bigger team in League One like Charlton or Sunderland didn't go for him. I'm forever grateful for that. I believe he's one of the players that's got a really good penalty record in this league, might be the best, as in 100%. And yeah, if Scott Fraser has a good game, means 9 times out of 10 that we win. So
yeah, he's one of those players you just love to have in your team and you hate to play against, isn't he? He's such a skillful player. I always thought a championship move might have materialised for him, so I was very surprised to see him arrive at Stadium MK in the summer. Which player has surprised you the most, good or bad?
Good would have to be Warren O'Hora. He came from Brighton on loan at the start of the season, and I was, well, a few of the fan base were a bit sort of, well, not sceptical, but a bit sort of wary because this was his first season in the EFL. But after about 5 or 6 games, he was been a real solid acquisition in the defence, and well, he's 22. He was 22 yesterday, and I think the future is very bright for Warren O'Hora. Definitely.
I believe so. And you've got him on a permanent now, haven't you?
Yes, we signed him in January on the permanent, which again, January was a very beneficial transfer window.
Yes, indeed it was. Indeed it was, and that's a very good signing. And I'll ask you now then, who is your best signing that you've made in either window? You can choose one from either window.
For the summer, would have to be Scott Fraser, and from January, it would be a toss-up between your favourite Matt O'Reilly or Harry Darling. Matt O'Reilly's completely balanced our midfield, so we're not so dependent on Fraser as we were at the start of the season.
It's been a great signing.
And Harry Darling, well, I can't put into words how much of a quality defender he really is. Some of the times he comes out with the ball, he is such an upgrade on Richard Keogh, it is unbelievable.
And you got a fee for Richard Keogh, which whoever mastered that move deserves just... I don't know, but it's unbelievable that you persuaded someone to pay a fee for him, and he's like 50. I don't know how old he is. He's old. He's not a spring chicken, that's for sure. So, which opposition player impressed you the most?
I think that would have to be Brennan Johnson last Tuesday. Now I know both Russell Martin and Michael Appleton both said that Johnson was possibly looking to stay on the pitch after the first half, because he got booked for kicking the ball away and within a minute decided to go in on Ethan Laird a bit hard. But I can't argue with that second half 11-minute hat-trick. He's just caused us no end of problems, and just his pace and he's definitely going to be a Premier League player, without a doubt.
Yeah, great to see. Great to see a player like that blossoming. I know he's got some detractors, but I think they're being rather harsh. I think he's a very good player. Which opposition team impressed you the most?
That would probably, if we're going on a full 90-minute game, that would have to be, Blackpool, because they came to Stadium MK. We were on a fairly decent-ish run of form, and they just played us to perfection. They just sat back, they let us have the ball. As soon as we lost it, they countered quickly. They punished our mistake at the back, and we really didn't cause them any problems all game. And I think even I underestimated how well Blackpool would do this season. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for them after watching them at Stadium MK a few weeks back.
Yeah, no, they've been very impressive. Who has impressed you the least? Who's the worst team you've seen, in your opinion?
Swindon, without a doubt, Swindon. We went there, we won 4-1 away from home. It could have honestly been more. Defensively, they're not organised. I think they've changed their goalkeeper since we last played them as well. But the goalkeeper didn't fill me with confidence, and honestly, just it could have been more than four that night. It was just one of those days where if we'd had our shooting boots on, it could have been anything.
Yeah, they have had a very poor season, and unfortunately off the field. And I have to say, my heart goes out to the fans on this, because no one wants to see a club struggling off the field with chairmen who may not have the best interest, let's say, of the club at heart. So I just hope that all gets itself sorted as soon as possible. Your most used formation?
That would have to be the three. We've used 3-5-2 quite a bit, but recently we've gone to a four-box midfield with all the midfield being left footers, believe it or not, as
That's
well,
unusual.
and inverted wing backs. That's the sort of thinking Russell Martin does, and you look at the lineup and you think, right, Daniel Harvey's going to be on the left, and Sorinola is going to be on the right, and they end up starting the opposite. But sometimes it just works, and it doesn't make sense, but when you watch it, it actually does.
Exactly. If it works on the pitch, it's all that counts, really.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters. What's been the worst moment of the season for you?
Probably the 20 minutes at Lincoln. I don't know what happened. We just completely imploded. I went into half time 0-0 without really creating a chance. That's probably been a little bit unfair on Lincoln, because they really did come out second half and give it a good go. And again, they're another team that I definitely underestimated going into the season. And yeah, it's definitely probably the lowest point I felt after that game.
Yeah, underestimate Michael Appleton at your peril. He is a very good coach, really good manager. What's the best moment of your season been?
It would probably have to be our first away win in over a year, going to the Stadium of Light without our assistant manager, without our goalkeeper coach, without two players due to international duty, I believe, as well. Went 1-0 down to a deflected goal,
Yeah.
and then ended up turning it around with a real hard fought win. And then we backed it up 2 weeks later by going to Charlton when they had fans and beat Charlton at the Valley, which I know is pretty easy given their home form. But that Sunderland win was just felt like a light bulb moment.
Yeah, that sounded like a good game, and it's for MK Dons. It was a big result. Yeah, definitely a big result in a season that's been pretty impressive overall, to be honest. And what have you missed? What have you missed most about attending matches?
Just meeting up with friends. To be honest, you got every other Saturday going to Stadium MK and the Solus Bowl that it is. But I know a lot of fans will say this, but I honestly believe we've got the closest knit fans in the EFL, because we all know what people think of MK Dons, and basically we don't care. So yeah, you just know everyone.
I think that's a chant, isn't it, that you see?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that one coming from an MK Dons group of fans before at several matches I've been to. It's early, I know, but what are your expectations for next season?
Playoff push, I think. I think with a full summer of pre-season, including, I think Russell Martin says he's got a week at St George's Park as well. Hopefully with a proper training pitch as well on the horizon, that our players don't get injured on. Because I believe at the minute we're training on a 3G pitch, which is
not ideal all the time. Yeah.
And if we can if we can keep the spine of the team, I can't see any reason why we can't get top 6.
We'll see. We shall see. A lot will depend on what happens over the summer. But yeah, let's have a wait and see. Final question then. Sum up your season in 3 words without swearing.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. I like that, Jonathan. Well done with that one. That's a good one. Right, Jonathan, before we let you go, where can we find you on Twitter?
My handle is at harriesdon87, and it's basically, I waffle on about MK Dons a lot, and
He
I
does.
also
He talks a lot about MK Dons. He does.
Yes, I do, and I preview the matches for the Supporters Association as well. So watch for that on the day of the match.
Perfect. Brilliant. Jonathan, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you've enjoyed being on here.
Yeah, I did. Thank you very much, and hopefully catch up soon.
Indeed. And everyone who's watched this, thank you. We appreciate your time. Please give this video a like. Please watch some of the others. And yeah, spread the word about D3D4. Subscribe to our channel, of course. And we'll see you again soon for another Quickfire season review.